Hey guys, it's Will. Hopefully, you're having a great day today. So, we're investing in the backbone of what is the AI and quantum computing boom of 2025. And before it shocks the world, I want to show you guys the center of where the quantum revolution is taking place. And this 2025 breakout is what I want you guys to discover in this video. So this might be a hidden gem you want to look at. And I think every investor that's investing in the AI boom should know about this stock. So let's get into it. This is Rigetti. Now, we've been covering Rigetti on the channel quite a bit, and it's really funny because this is literally a perfect pattern that we've seen develop. You see, this morning in our live session in StockMate, which where we trade live every single morning, we were looking at this trend and we're saying, hey, this looks like a consolidation on Rigetti, and with bullish sentiment, it would make sense that it bounces right here. And after trading cooler, so we traded CU or KULR today, and we traded it. We had bought down here, we had sold pre-market or right at market open, and then we bought down in this trade, and I basically sold it to get into Rigetti again, right, to catch this swing. We're up 14% on the portfolio. This is the 18% swing throughout the day. Now, why is Rigetti swinging? What is this stock? Why is it pushing up so much? Well, there's a couple things. The first thing we're looking at here is that this stock has been on an active uptrend really since what was back here in October of this year of last year. So beginning of October, it was about 70 cents a share, and it's pushed up to what was almost $20 a share. And if we break it down kind of closer and really see this analysis, we've basically drawn up this bullish trend, and it's really stayed consistent. You know, we can draw a line here and say this previous resistance acted as support. This previous resistance right here acted as support. And what happens in bull trends? Normally, the previous resistance will act as support. Then it started to push up and then established a resistance right here, which acted as a support. And then really breaking out, this is where things got interesting. See, the whole market and a lot of people said, we don't think that Rigetti is going to continue up because look at this sell-off, right? And when it was right here, a lot of people were saying Rigetti is going to sell down to the $7 range. But here on the channel, we're saying, well, this is actually an artificial Fed movement. And this was an announcement on interest rates for the next year and not fully reflective of the true value or volatility, really, of the stock. And its actual pattern was more reflecting somewhat like this. And even more on a bull trend, if you were to say that this was actually a resistance that it was hitting, then we looked at it yesterday, and this brings us to our analysis yesterday, that we said, hey, the extreme bull trend here is that it's going to bounce and it's going to continue up. And that's exactly what we saw today. So, of course, now it's starting to push up. Could see it sell back down, of course. But what we saw was that it's staying true to pattern. And what we'd see in this extreme bull case for this quantum computing company on the technical side is that we would see it break out here. Now, in this trade and what I was anticipating, I'm definitely, conservatively saying it's going to hit here. And that's what exactly happened. And some of the stockmates in our community were able to see this opportunity right at market open when it presented itself. Now, that's the technical side of things. There's three things we look at in a stock. The first thing is the market, and this market, guys, this market looks great. It's quantum computing. It's going to be really the backbone of the AI boom, and it's what we're seeing is growing despite some of the greater market sell-off the past few weeks. Now, on top of that, on top of the quantum AI looking good in the market, and we can check that off of our first step that, hey, market looks good. Then we go into the analysis, and there's three things we look at. The first thing we can look at here is the technicals. Technicals, they looked a little overextended. Potentially now could see that sell off, and that could make sense, maybe back down to the 1650 range. But now we have this new resistance that it's knocking on the door. And if it breaks out above this new resistance up to this $20 range, then this previous resistance right here, this will be the new support. And this is where it's going to continue its upward momentum. Maybe it push-ups here momentarily before retesting that $18 range and then potentially continuing up. Now, we know it's a low market cap. We'll get into the financials, all that. but that's how it looks. Okay, so technicals, little tiny bit overextended on this near term. Long term, it's looking like it's continuing its direction. So when we look on Rigetti, there's a few very big catalysts that have caused Rigetti to surge. One of it is that they've seen a widespread recognition of the power of the quantum computing world and how it's going to impact the companies through the cloud. And so that was one of the biggest things we've seen. And so we've broke it down. If you go on AWS, which is Amazon's company, or you go on Microsoft Azure, which is kind of the AI sector of Microsoft, you can go there and you can see you can access Rigetti quantum computing through the cloud via AWS, via Microsoft Azure. So keep that in mind. That's one of the big catalysts, because right now, I could even say before we get into the news, if you guys are aware, maybe you've seen this, their financials have been okay, right? They're negative 14 million. They're going up year over year. Net profit margins were up a little bit, but they need that catalyst. And that catalyst with the quantum computing access through AWS and through Microsoft Azure is what I believe could really reflect an increase in revenue. And we might see that these missed earnings and the mediocre financials that we see here could play a big role. And I don't think that I'm alone in saying that. We've been saying it's what could be. There's a reason State Street is invested, that Vanguard is invested, that BlackRock has invested, that NVIDIA has invested in this company. There's a reason, guys. And even though we look at Rigetti and we look at the market cap, and I guess we're going into financial analysis here, but we look at the market cap at 4 billion, and you think about what that means in comparison to some of the larger, even the larger QPUs. I mean, we could look quantum processing. We could look on IONQ, which is another quantum computing company here. Look, they're almost at 10 billion. So I mean, they're right next to IONQ when you go to AWS. Does that mean that Rigetti has a likelihood of becoming a similar market cap, maybe up to that $10 billion market cap in the near future? Hey, I think so. I think that's a reasonable conclusion to draw. And then if we look at D-Wave, which is the other one we've been covering on the channel, the D-Wave market cap is 2 billion. So they're a smaller one. And that's one that could have tremendous growth as well. So we'll be keeping an eye on these. But the point is, the financials, you're buying what could be, but I think that's okay. I think that's all right. That's what you do to take advantage of opportunities. You take on that risk, and it usually is not going to be always comfortable, right? But what I'm saying with this company is the potential looks good. So again, Rigetti, the technicals look pretty good, a little bit overextended near term, could potentially see a sell-off, but looking like they're nearing this, knocking on the door of the breakout. The financials here, we went over it. It looks, some of it's mediocre, but it looks good. Like I like what we see. The thing about Rigetti, though, that's really changed a lot of how people are seeing the company is some of the use cases, some of the news that's coming out. And so let's take a look at what news has recently come out. You can see a lot of it is this kind of motley fool, this Yahoo Finances. Here's the next target for Rigetti. Here's the next. And so I get it, but we don't really want to see those articles. We actually want to be looking at something that's maybe more it's more of a catalyst. I think some of the biggest catalysts have been State Street, Vanguard, BlackRock, and some of those investments. But on top of that, one thing to note is this ex-executive. This is actually something I think that it was it was the 26th. Let's see what day it was. Was it the 26th that this executive? There was a recent executive sell, and so you got to look to the insider trading as well. I think it was on the 26th of December that we saw a sell-off. see, Michael Clifton, this is a 25th. Michael Clifton, director at Rigetti, sold 125,000 shares. So that was, I think it was probably around $17 a share. So, that's, what is that, 12 million? Is that right? And yeah, 12 million, somewhere there. And you could see that that was a big insider sell. There's been a few insider sells, but nothing to be too alarmed about. But definitely, guys, keep a close eye on it. We want to look at it with caution. Of course, when we have a stock like this that's up 1,600%, you have to ask yourself, being patient on entries. That's a big thing. Getting in at the right time isn't always easy to time. But when we see this overextension on RSI, the MACD, now we're saying, okay, right now, maybe not a perfect entry, right? Right here at this previous resistance, maybe not a perfect entry. It's a little overextended. But hey, if we see a breakout, or hey, if you're looking for the long term, this can make a lot of sense for you. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. The thing about this today, see these drops that happen at market open? Down to $15 today at 6 a.m. See, these are the types of opportunities that we look to present themselves at market open. If you guys want to watch me trade live and join our StockMate community, surround yourself with other traders and investors, I would encourage you to check out that second link down below. If I earned a thumbs up, hit that like button, do consider subscribing. I'll see you guys in the next video. If you want to stay up to date on these quantum computing stocks, again, be sure to subscribe and hit the like button if you want more videos like this video. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.